Following Turkey and Portugal, in the late 1980s, Greece, Australia, and New Zealand joined the club of the MEKO 200 class owners. Within 10 years, 5 Western navies had chosen these frigates. The modular design had been the key to success in the international market. Now, we're investigating the Hydra and ANZAC classes in our second episode of the MEKO 200 class. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel before we start, and give us a thumbs up if you like our video. To be notified of our new video, please click the bell button. And may the 4th be with you. The Hydra and ANZAC classes were the symbols of the new phase of the MEKO 200's evolution. Having gained significant experience with the Yavuz class program, Bloom and Fosses had begun to perfect their own design. In addition, thanks to the technological advances, now they were able to offer more advanced MEKO 200 class frigates. So, in 1988, Greece became the third customer of the MEKO 200 class. In the beginning, the Hellenic Navy had planned to have 6 vessels, but the country's economy was not well in the 1990s. So, Greece acquired 8 second-hand Cortenaer-class frigates from the Netherlands and reduced the number of MEKO 200s to 4. The first ship of this class, HS Hydra, also known as MEKO 200 HN class or Hydra-class, was laid down in 1990, launched in 1991, and commissioned in 1992. In the same year, she suffered a serious fire, so the Hellenic Navy had to wait for using HS Hydra fully operational until 1993. The first MEKO 200 HN was built in Germany and the last 3 frigates in Greece. The frigates of the Hellenic Navy had many different features from their predecessors. For example, data of all their subsystems, including weapons and sensors, could be controlled from different multi-interface computer units thanks to the digital data and information network. If one of the multi-interface computer units is damaged for any reason, the other unit could take over its tasks. This feature provides increased combat capability and survivability for the Greek MEKO 200s. Besides, thanks to the advanced automation systems, the frigate can be operated with a smaller crew. The frigates of the Hellenic Navy have better shock resistance. Thanks to the additional bulwark around the bows and the unique electro-hydraulic rudder, the seaworthiness of the Hydra-class is superior than the previous Yavuz and Vasco da Gama classes. These surface combatants have been degaussed to level 3 against magnetic sea mines. The Hydra-class has the same sonar as the Turkish Yavuz class, but the Hellenic Navy chose the variable depth sonar version, which has better detection capability in peculiar hydrographic conditions of the Aegean Sea. Also, the sonars of the Hydra-class frigates are better positioned, which improve performance. The complement of the Hydra-class is 173 person. The fully loaded displacement is 3,350 tons. The frigate has a length of 117 meters, a beam of 14.8 meters, and a draught of 6 meters. The combined diesel or gas configuration propulsion system consists of 2 2,600 horsepower MTU-20V 956 TB82 diesel engines and 2 15,165 horsepower GE LM 2500 gas turbines. The maximum speed of the Hydra class is 30 knots. With its economical speed of 18 knots, the frigate can reach a range of 7,600 kilometers. In 1989, Australia and New Zealand, which had jointly opened a tender in 1986 to replace their Leander-class frigates, became the 4th and 5th customer of the MEKO 200 class. 8 vessels were built for Australia and 2 vessels for New Zealand. The first ship of this class, HMAS ANZAC, also known as MEKO 200 ANZ class or Anzac class, was laid down in 1993, launched in 1994, and commissioned in 1996 by the Royal Australian Navy. The first MEKO 200 class frigate of the Royal New Zealand Navy, HMNZS Te Kaha, was laid down in 1994, launched in 1995, and commissioned in 1997. All 10 ships were built in Australia. Developed based on the Vasco da Gama class, This model has 2 diesel engines and 1 gas turbine. So, the ANZAC-class frigates have a longer range, albeit slower than other MEKO 200s. The complement of the Anzac-class is 164% for the Australian model and 178% for the New Zealand model. The fully loaded displacement of the initial variant is 3,600 tons. But after modernization, the fully loaded displacement of the Australian ships increased to 3,810 tons. The frigate has a length of 117.5 meters, a beam of 14.8 meters, and a draught of 6 meters. The combined diesel or gas configuration propulsion system consists of two 2,210 horsepower MTU 12V 1163 diesel engines and one 30,000 horsepower GE LM 2500 gas turbine. The maximum speed of the Anzac class is 27 knots. With its economical speed of 18 knots, the frigate can reach a range of 11,110 kilometers. Now, let's take a look at the subsystems of these surface combatants. The Hydra-class has the DA-08 F-band air surface search radar and the MW-08 FG-band air radar. The DA-08 has a range of 168 kilometers. The MW-08 can detect an air target with a radar cross-section of 0.1 square meters at a range of 17 kilometers. Initially, all ANZAC-class frigates had the AN/SPS-49 V8 ANZ CD-band air search radars whose range is 475 kilometers. Except for HMNZS Timana, all ships have different radars now. The Australian MEKO 200s were equipped with the CEA FAR2L L-band long-range solid-state active phased array radar whose range is over 180 kilometers. It has the ability to maintain constant 360 degrees of surveillance, to track multiple targets simultaneously, and to stare at a specific item of interest. Also, the Australian vessels now have the CEA Mount X-band active phased array illuminator. The AN/SPS-49 V8 ANZ radar of the HMNZS Tikaha was replaced with the Smart S Mark II long-range air and surface surveillance radar. The HMNZS Timana will be equipped with this radar soon. The Smart S Mark II has a range of 200 kilometers and it can track more than 500 targets simultaneously. All Greek and Australian MEKO 200s have up to 8 RGM-84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles whose range is 124 kilometers. It has a 222 kilogram semi-armor piercing warhead. Its maximum speed is Mach 0.86. The Royal Australian Navy has fitted the Harpoons onto its ships after 2005 onwards. The MEKO 200s of the Royal New Zealand Navy have the RGM-84 capability, but they are not fitted with this missile. Initially, both the Hydra-class and ANZAC-class had been equipped with the RIM-7 Sea Sparrow missile. But now, the Greek and Australian frigates Mark 41 vertical launching systems are fitted with the RIM-162 ESSM air defense missiles. The ESSM has a range of 50 kilometers and a maximum speed of Mach 4. The New Zealand ships are being equipped with the GWS-35 20-cell vertical launching system for the Ceptor air defense missiles. The Ceptor has an effective range between less than 1 kilometer and greater than 25 kilometers. Its speed is Mach 3. Both the Hydra-class and the ANZAC-class have one 127mm Mark 45 guns, which has an effective range of 23 kilometers against surface targets and 15 kilometers against air targets. Although they were originally planned to be equipped with the 76mm guns, the MEKO 200 ANZs were equipped with the 127mm Mark 45s due to Australian Army's request for a heavier gun for short bombardment duties. The Hydra-class has two Mark 15 Phalanx close-in weapon system, which has an effective range of 1.5 kilometers and a rate of fire of 4,500 rounds per minute. These phalanxes are fitted asymmetrically to provide 360-degree coverage. Every close-in weapon system holds 1,550 ready-to-fire ammunition, which is sufficient for 8 engagements of missile targets. The Australian MEKO 200s do not have a close-in weapon system. Initially, the New Zealand frigates were fitted with a single Mark 15 over the hangar. But during the current modernization, the Phalanx of the HMNZS Tikaha was removed. She will be equipped with the latest version of the Mark 15 later. The Anzac-class also has two mini Typhoon remote control weapon station with a 12.7mm machine gun. The Australian vessels have two top-light electro-optic directors for them, while the New Zealand ships have only one. The Hydra-class and ANZAC-class are equipped with the 324mm Mark 32 triple torpedo tubes. The frigates of the Hellenic Navy have aviation facilities which are suitable for an SH-60 Aegean Hawk helicopter. The Royal Australian Navy uses an MH-60 Romeo helicopter, while the Royal New Zealand Navy uses an SH-2G Super Sea Sprite. The vessels of the Hellenic Navy will be modernized soon. But due to current economic problems, modernization will probably contain only electronic systems. While introducing the subsystems, we talked a little about the modernization adventure of the Australian and New Zealand ships. If we take a look at the other details, after 2004, all Australian MEKO 200s have been modernized gradually. During the modernization, additional ballasts were fitted to maintain stability. Therefore, the displacement of these frigates increased to 3,810 tons. Since 2018, the Anzac-class frigates have been undergoing their midlife capability assurance program upgrade. Besides the weapon and radar upgrades, the ships of the Royal New Zealand Navy are being fitted with the CMS-330 combat management system. The Hydra-class frigates have participated in many international missions. For example, HS Psara assumed the flagship role in Operation Atalanta in 2009. The MEKO 200 class frigates of the Hellenic Navy have countlessly encountered their Turkish sisters, Yavuz-class and Barbaros-class, in the Aegean Sea. Both the Australian and New Zealand Anzac-class frigates participated in the Interfed operation. In 2003, HMAS Anzac provided naval gunfire support during the Battle of Al-Fa. Thus, she conducted the first coastal bombardment of the Royal Australian Navy in real combat after 31 years. The Anzac-class has also turned into a symbol for gender equality for Australia and New Zealand. In 2007, HMAS Perth became the Royal Australian Navy's first major surface combatant commanded by a woman. In the same year, HMNZS Timana reached the same honor. The Anzac-class frigates have visited the heroes of the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps in Turkey for Anzac Day for many times. As Atatürk said, there is no difference between the Johnnies and the Mehmets to us where they lie side by side here in this country of ours. After having lost their lives on this land, they have become our sons as well. And the Australian, New Zealand and Turkish MEKO 200s have stood next to each other as brothers. They have become one of the symbols of the last gentleman's war. The Hunter class will begin to replace the MEKO 200s of the Royal Australian Navy after 2027. 2030s and 2040s will probably be the last years of the Greek and New Zealand frigates. The technical and economic support provided by the USA and Germany played a key role in many countries' preference for the MEKO 200 class. Yet, the fact that it can be easily configured according to the user's demand was undoubtedly the most important factor in this success. These frigates have always accomplished what was expected of them in many real wars, crises, and operations they participated in. The beloved surface combatant by their crews, the MEKO 200 class ships have earned the title Legend. Thanks for watching our video. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you liked our video. To be notified of our new videos, please click the bell button.